first Sunday in March here in Boston. As the Boston Celtics host the pivotal contest important for so many different reasons for both these teams. Tatum down it, putting some muscle in that hustle. Tatum fires from deep, knocks down the three. Another three by Tatum.
And welcome everybody from TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. It is game night. Celtics fans are hyped. He is from Brown. Now it is Brown and Jaylen Brown off to a good start. He's got a couple of made baskets. That one a three. Here's Brown again, and he pops three and scores.
Jokic, who is having an incredible season, picking a screen. Jokic a three. And Jokic got the screen into Gobert. Jokic from 15, fouled, counted.
Giannis back after missing the last game.
With his first dunk of the night. Giannis pulls and fires. Giannis has the answer. Giannis has 8 points. Giannis with the take. Giannis.
Freak version up around.
Puts it back. Count the bucket. He's got a free throw coming. 15 points now for Giannis. Giannis who takes it inside and draws the contact. Another and one for Giannis.
Gets into the flow there. Nice feed to Curry. Little fake to get rid of Irvin. Talk about instant contribution. Curry connects. Curry looking for the opener. Curry for three. Punch it in.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the 30 and Beyond podcast. We are with WTHHS. What the hell is happening in sports again?
Yes,
This party
sir.
has been amazing. Shout out Ant, shout out Connor, shout out our new guest, RJ, who has been in the Discord. I've known RJ for a couple of years now. Shout out Pick a Side Pod in their Discord. That's how I met RJ. And we are going to get right into it, okay? First, right now, the first pick is coming up in the NBA draft right now, everybody, all right? So, Adam Silver's talking. We're going to get right into it after, but I'm going to announce this pick to you guys. Give me 2 seconds. This is wild. I'm a little nervous. Why do I have a feeling Cooper Flag's not going to go first?
It would be crazy if he didn't.
No, facts. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I want to make sure you guys can you guys hear it?
7 years ago,
Yeah.
Alexander,
we can hear it.
MVP, scoring champion, and finals MVP, walked across this stage as the 11th pick in the draft.
So this just puts the Mavericks on the clock, though. He's not announcing it
Watching
yet.
film and pushing themselves to be the very best. Which of the players drafted tonight will be the next key piece of a championship team? With 7 different champions over the past 7 years, welcome to the new era of NBA basketball, where every team has a shot. Which team will emerge as next season's champion? The competition begins tonight, so let's get started. The first pick in the 2025 NBA draft belongs to the Dallas Mavericks. They have 5 minutes to make their selection.
All right. 5 minutes. All right, we are on the clock. Okay, what we're going to do. We're going to start with the Desmond Bane trade. We're going to dive right into it. While that is on the clock, I'm going to keep my eye onto it. But what we're going to do is open discussion. You guys need to go crazy. I want everyone's sentiments. If you guys all agree, you guys all agree. But if there's anything you guys disagree with each other, please don't be afraid to express those. So we're just going to go from left to right. We're going to go Nero, RJ, and Connor.
All righty. So obviously with the Desmond Bane trade, he was traded to the Magic. And it had to do so. It was a Magic and a Grizzlies trade. Magic received Desmond Bane. The Grizzlies received Cole Anthony, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 4 unprotected first-round picks, including this year's 16th overall pick and a 2029 first-round swap. Now, it's interesting that a third option on a Grizzlies team is traded for 4 unprotected, well, technically 5 first-round picks, right?
Right.
you would think something like that would be like for a prime Kevin Durant, a prime LeBron James, a superstar. To give up all that capital for a role player, that just shows you how this whole trade market with that Luka Doncic trade back in February really messed things up for everybody. He only went for one pick, and a guy like Desmond Bane went for for 5, excuse me. That just shows you that the NBA now is totally robust. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Overall, I would say we got to see how this trade plays out. But the Magic get a third option, a guy who can score 20 a game, while the Grizzlies receive 2 role players. So this could go either way. It should benefit the Magic, but if it doesn't, it might look like a real bad trade in a couple of years.
Yeah, and I did say, like I said, we're going to go in order, but open table. We'll just do open table. I want to hear the thoughts from everybody. You guys just can go freely.
I agree.
I don't like the trade.
Oh, sorry.
The Grizzlies. I don't like it when it comes to the Grizzlies because... Well, actually, no, the Magic. My bad. I don't like it when it comes to the Magic trading away like all those picks for Desmond Bane because I feel like the Grizzlies will use that a lot for trade bait now to get like another star beside Ja and beside Triple J and all that. So, I mean, yeah, Desmond Bane's a good player, but who else? Like, they got Banchero. Yeah, they got Wagner, but I just don't love the fit's there. But I just, even with that move, I don't think it moves them into a top 5 in the East. It has them like contending as a playoff in a playoff spot. But it's really going to depend on matchups for the Magic when it comes to the playoffs. So, I mean, the Grizzlies, yeah, you have Ja that plays like 50 games a year, but they have picks to trade. So, honestly, I like the trade for the Grizzlies more than I do for the Magic.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. No, the Magic clearly got traded way too much for Bane, and this season is probably their best chance due to the injuries with the East. So this is probably their best chance to probably push for the ECF. But outside of that, yeah, Desmond Bane is a great player, but like you don't fully healthy for the rest of the teams, they don't go above them. Like you're not above the Celtics fully healthy. You're not above the Pacers fully healthy.
I agree with that, but I do think one thing I will say, right, is like I do agree with the sentiment of like the capital that was given up for a player like Desmond Bane, right? Like we've seen what Desmond Bane is when he has to be asked to do more. And I feel like with all of us having seen that already, it's just mind-boggling to me the NBA like allowed that to even happen. Like the fact that they even just allowed them to make that trade and for that trade to happen, like to me, it makes me think like, okay, if this is how trades are going to go, right? Somehow, some way, they're going to have to make this work. Maybe Players Association can come up with something where Players Association, they can come to an agreement that trades like this can't happen. I mean, like, I just am not understanding the thought process. Like, the Magic front office, like, I just don't get the thought process. It's very confusing to me, considering, like, you have the Wagner brothers and Banchero, and KCP is a great depth player. Say what you want. He's not, like, going to be a first or second option scorer, but you ask him to do third option or fourth option work. Offensively, we've seen he's a great third to fourth option contributor. Now, last year, I feel like they asked him to do a lot due to injury. So they traded KCP away without realizing you asked him to do too much outside of what he's even capable of. So that to me said a lot of like their front office seems very tone deaf, almost as to like what's going on maybe with the team. And like maybe there's some sort of disconnect between the team, the players and the coaches and the front office. Maybe I don't know how this is going to shake out, but giving all of that up for Desmond Bane, who I know he's young and the potential is still somewhat yet there to grow, but if he was already on a playoff team with John Morant and he didn't really play at a superstar level for the capital he was traded for, it's just like, how can you, like, the Magic might have to go a different direction with the GM because this upcoming season, bro, you got to think Giannis still has yet to get moved. So, like RJ said before, RJ had said previously, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're not fully healthy better than these teams. So, what are you going to do if Tatum and Brown come back?
Right.
Like, before the playoffs, what are you going to, because Desmond Bane's not going to be enough. I'll tell you that. He's 100% not going to be enough. And now we just got, well, I don't want to skip ahead here, but we made a couple trades where now it just makes me think that, like, this Magic team, they just got Desmond Bane and what they gave up, and then look at the other teams that are making moves or still in the East. They're still not even better than the Knicks or Indiana.
No,
Right.
they aren't.
Yeah,
And
So-
they just gave up 5 future picks to like possibly make their team better. And
All right, guys, the pick is in.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag. First overall pick.
It's Cooper Flag. Yeah.
Cooper Flag, chat. I feel like that was pretty obvious. After
Yeah.
trading away
Yeah, it
Luka,
was.
after
You can't
trading
go
away
wrong with that
Luka,
pick.
it was pretty obvious that I felt like they probably are going to go for that. Obviously, I said earlier, I was like, why do I feel like maybe spark some controversy in case it did happen? But yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah, Cooper Flag goes straight to the fucking Dallas Mavericks, who gave up Luka. So, with that being said about the Bane trade, Ant and RJ, I want you guys to mix in your thoughts about the trade, and then we'll go to the next trade, and then I'll keep you guys updated on the draft picks.
When it comes to the Desmond Bane trade, it's a interesting trade. It's the first major trade of the offseason. It was kind of interesting, the thought process of giving KCP Anthony Black, I believe it was.
Yes, sir.
In those 4 first-round picks. I wouldn't like mind it too bad if maybe it was like, I feel like Bane probably, if we were to fix up that trade a little bit, it probably should have been like KCP and 2 to 3 first-round picks, maybe. Not like, not as much as the Magic gave. However, if the Magic think it's worth it, I guess they go for it. I mean, he brings shooting to the team. The Magic do kind of need shooting. He's a 3-and-D player. I mean, that could help them out a lot. The Grizzlies get a nice amount, and they get role players. They get draft picks. They get trade capital. They can use this stuff for trades. So, I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, if anyone won the trade, the Grizzlies won the trade. I don't think the Magic did too bad. They overpaid just a little bit. But if Desmond Bane ends up being that guy and it pays off, I think it will be decent for them. I don't think they're gonna like go and win the NBA championship next year. They might be like top 4, top 5 seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that as the future goes along.
Good take. Absolutely. Now, I want to pose this question maybe to add this in the mix. So it's going to be interesting. Are they even better than Detroit? Because the score differentials from those Detroit games with New York. Detroit gave New York a run for their money. If they hit a couple more shots down the stretch in some of those games, it could have been Detroit and not New York.
Right.
And we might have been potentially having a different, maybe potential conversation. So I want to just throw that out in the mix because I just thought of that while you guys were going.
Yeah,
That is a
I
very
still
good
think Detroit's
question.
better.
Yeah, honestly, with that, I mean, obviously with the Magic, you have Paolo, who is a young star. I'm not going to throw him in the superstar conversation yet,
Right.
again, because of injuries, because of kind of how his career is already looked upon. When he first got drafted, they didn't even put, they were barely, I'm even saying barely as generous, but they weren't even putting the Magic on TV for him, for
Right.
them to really show him, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Wagner came before him, and Wagner had a good rookie year, and has really he's done a lot for his team. You can so far in his first few years, he's had a great start to his career. So you have two young stars already who are Banchero has already made an All-Star game. Wagner was on the verge of making an All-Star game last year before he got hurt. So you got guys you can build upon and add in a Bane. In terms of Detroit, considering that, has less. And just because you have Cade Cunningham, you do have Jaden Ivey who got hurt, you have a Jalen Duren, but they're not, those two right there aren't up to par right now with a Banchero, with a Wagner. So I would say that comparing both teams, because of those two superstars, Detroit kind of has less, right? But they have more drive than them in order to keep themselves in the series with the Knicks. Because like Amari said, all it came down to was shot making. If they made their shots and they advanced to the second round against to play, who was it?
Boston.
Boston, right? To play Boston. See, I'm from Boston. I'm already messing up.
Yeah.
That right there,
Yep.
that right there would be something. It's crazy. That just shows that okay, that's a young team right there that took on the third best team in the East, gave them run for the money, and advanced. That right there shows you okay, that team can compete. Now, can Orlando, with this new team that they have started to make, can they even stay with them? We'll have to see. But I'll be honest, I might low-key give that edge right now to Detroit. I would probably have to.
I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah.
That was a great point. But the stars point, great point. That was an excellent point. I didn't even think of that.
Mhm.
RJ, my man, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Nero on like the stars point because
Quickly, sorry. Second pick is in. Dylan Harper is a San Antonio Spur.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Well, RJ, continue, my brother.
So finishing my point, like he said, you have Ivy and Durant. They're not even star. They're not there yet for
Right.
just star player. They're both very good young players, but they're not there yet. But if looking on paper, the Magic are a better team. But
Right.
can the Magic stay healthy even? That's a big question.
Exactly.
With Paolo and Wagner, both when they're healthy, well, it's a good team, but can they stay healthy is really a big question. And if they stay healthy, we'll have to see how the season pans out with a fully healthy team. So I'm still skeptical.
I can understand the side of me. Absolutely. I think another good point, like Jordan said, like, yes, okay, so actually to combat Jordan's point like a tiny bit, the only thing I would say is like, I think what we saw of Jaden Ivey already, like the potential, the athleticism, it's off the charts. Like the jump shot was inconsistent, but like the willingness to shoot the ball and the willingness to facilitate was there, I feel like. And with him having all this time to be healthy, and now he had a whole season, and he has a whole offseason and a training camp now on top of that. Like, I think Jaden Ivey is going to shock a lot of people. Like, I think he's genuinely going to be the number 2 option they drafted him for.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm projecting based on smaller sample sizes so far. But I think that his level of play and, like, the talent and the potential and where they drafted him and what we've already seen from him in college, I think there's no reason why he couldn't be just as good as Wagner is in his number 2 role.
Right.
And the one thing I will say about Banchero is, let's not forget, when Banchero's been in the playoffs, if it wasn't like the season before this past season, he actually played amazing in the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
He showed I am the superstar of this team. This is my team. I can drop 40 and 10 and get a couple blocks. Like I can post up like the three balls there. The fucking mid-range off the dribbles there. I mean,
Hmm.
moving without the ball, like all the tools are there. And the side is just all there. So I think that it's just a matter of like, can Bane, the two Wagner brothers, and Boncaro stay healthy?
Right.
I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest key, and I think the Pistons don't with that roster. We're gonna see what they do because I think they might get Giannis. Personally,
I would
I
like that actually. That
I
would,
actually
that
don't
would be
know what's
great.
gonna happen in the draft. The 76ers are actually on the clock right now with a minute and 50 seconds to choose. So we're gonna see the direction they're gonna go. So for those of you who don't know, obviously to segue real quick, fucking Ace Bailey hasn't worked out with any team so far. So that's like a big thing. And if you guys haven't seen this clip right here, this is what Podcast P, Paul George, said on his podcast about Ace Bailey. So, with that being said, I think it's a fair point that he is not able to make these decisions. He should not be able to not work out with teams and fucking say, oh, I don't want to go here and go here. Because I'm sorry, as much as I like his game and his potential, I think Harper's going to be better than him. I think Flag
Yeah.
is obviously the most ready to play now and contribute to winning, but I think Harper has the most potential as far as like just ceiling. Like I don't think Ace Bailey has a higher ceiling than Dylan Harper does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough for me because I want to sit here and say like Ace Bailey's going to get picked by Philadelphia, but because of that new information that was presented to us in the past like 48 hours, yeah, not a good look. But so, with that being said, 76ers, 30 seconds on the clock. But right now, we're going to go into the KD trade. Now, this shit right here, I honestly, I might tweak. I might tweak. I might tweak on the Rockets. Because I was a really big believer in the young guys, and I was a really big believer in giving Jalen Brown, excuse my French, Jalen Green another year to develop, another year to show he could be a consistent scorer throughout an 82-game season and see if he can carry that into the playoffs. But he's only 23 years old. So, with that being said, man, if for those who don't know, Kevin Durant got traded for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in this year's draft. So I guess be prepared for that. That's going to shake it up. And 5 second-round picks. So open table, open discussion. You guys can start among yourselves. What do you guys think?
The Suns
When it comes-
fleeced the Rockets.
Yeah, if you got the table, if you want the table, take it. That's how we open
Suns-
discussion. You want the table, take it.
Suns fleeced the Rockets for an old man. The Rockets decided to take their chance. There was 3 teams who wanted Kevin Durant, or was most likely going to get Kevin Durant. It was the Heat, Spurs, and Rockets. I don't think, considering what Kevin Durant ended up going for, I don't think the Heat and Spurs would have had enough to get KD, because apparently the Rockets had to give Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green and the number 10 pick. So, and 5 second-round picks. I don't think the Heat and Spurs, like, maybe the Spurs maybe would have been kind of close, considering that they had the 2 pick and the 14th pick, those 2 lottery picks. Maybe throw in, I don't know, Jeremy Sohan or something, but I still don't think it would have been enough compared to what the Rockets ended up giving up. Either way,
Absolutely. And the 3rd pick is in.
it's VJ
The
Edgecombe.
Philadelphia 76ers have selected
Edgecombe.
VJ Edgecombe.
Wow.
Now, this
VJ
shakes up
Edgecombe.
All right.
everything. This shakes up the shape of the draft right here.
Mm-hmm.
But Ed,
Yes.
continue your sentiment.
Kevin Durant, he's obviously good. I mean, he's Kevin Durant. I mean, he's a superstar. and he can shoot. Obviously, he got his mid range. He got his threes. He can do whatever. But considering he's getting older, and me personally as a Nets fan, seeing KD play for us, I feel like he's kind of somewhat egotistical. Honestly, I should have just worn my Nets Kevin Durant jersey just for the fun of this pod. But yeah, Kevin Durant, man, he's just I don't know how it's gonna work out for the Rockets. It's just a weird situation. And with what the Suns get, Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks for help, and whoever this 10th pick is might be decent. And 5 second-round picks what is for trade capital. And it's just a win-win for the Suns. A lot of different type of wins here for the Suns. The Rockets is just kind of they lost a lot. They lost a lot here. So, but we will see how it works out for the Rockets, whether Kevin Durant stays healthy or not. I still think the Rockets will be a playoff team, but I don't think they can repeat the number 2 seed again like how they did last year. I think they're going to be a little bit lower. And the Suns, they're definitely going to be a playoff team now after this one. I'm not sure what seed they'd be. I'd say around like 5. I think they're not going to be stuck in the play-in. I think they're going to be a top 6 seed. But we will see what happens for Phoenix and for Houston after all this.
Open table. Who's taking the seat? Open
I'll
table.
take it.
So
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yo, I'll go. So
Go ahead.
with the Rockets, I think they in their mind they're like one superstar player away from getting to the finals. That's probably their mindset right now. And with the KD, they probably got it. They're thinking they probably got it. My thing is, how will it work? Like how will they work together well if they do or not? And if KD even stays healthy, can KD even stay healthy?
Yeah, I mean, like, fuck.
No, it's tough.
They
It's
can't
tough 'cause of
keep
history.
letting him get away with it,
Yeah.
bro. I'm telling you, they can't. Bro, Kevin Durant cannot keep getting away with that shit. Like, I'm
Exactly.
sorry. Adam
And-
Silver has to do something. Like, this is getting out of hand. It's becoming too much. Like, this is becoming, like, literally, it's becoming reprehensible what Kevin Durant is getting away with every time he wants to leave when shit gets too hard and he doesn't want to fucking stay healthy or he doesn't want to gain fucking 10 pounds. Go eat a cheeseburger, bro. Go do something. You stop getting hurt. Go on a keto diet. Eat fucking, I don't know what you need to do. Do something. Because it's not working. You wasn't shit without Steph Curry. You wasn't shit without Draymond. You wasn't shit without Westbrook. You wasn't shit without Harden. You wasn't shit without Kyrie. And you wasn't shit without Harden. It's like, again, 2 times. You had Harden 2 times.
And he wasn't nothing with Devin Booker.
That's a fact.
Okay, I
And
get
Chris
Devin,
Paul. Excuse me.
and okay,
Yeah.
I get,
and Kyrie.
like, I get, like, Devin Booker just rolling with whatever. Because I'll tell you one thing. Devin Booker's going to go out there and hoop.
Right.
The defense might not always be there all the time, but when he locks in, it's there. And I just think that playing with somebody like that and his mindset, I need to go team up with everybody in their mother's ass to go win a championship. I think Devin Booker, some conversation had to be had with him that's not working, and he needs to go. Because the fact that Durant was the first to go before Beal, now, granted, Beal's contract is horrible.
Right.
It's horrible. I get it.
And he has
bad.
a no trade cost, so it makes it even worse.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So that situation is bad. But the 3 of them had to sit and have a conversation. There's no way that Bradley Beal wasn't part of that conversation. There's no way that Devin Booker wasn't part of that conversation. And if they weren't, I mean, I just don't understand why the Rockets, bro. Why? Why did you do this, bro? You were just the 2 seed with this team. Why did you take the pieces? And if they got the 10th pick, right, they could have offloaded Reed Shepherd and a couple other guys to do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Reed Shepherd barely played. There was no room for him on that fucking roster. It just wasn't happening, and it's not gonna happen this year either.
Right.
So Kevin Durant can't keep getting away with this shit. I don't know why he thinks he's this good. I don't understand why teams keep letting him bait. I guess the efficiency and scoring fucking 27 points a year is enough, but he doesn't move without the fucking ball. He's always got to have the ball and be an ISO scorer. He's not that good. I'm sorry. I wish I'll cue the Riv clip if I have to. Cue in the Riv clip.
Audition overtime too. Understand
Michael Jordan's a legendary player. The man was damn near tired and beat Utah in Game 6. Got the steal, got the game winner.
Damn near tired.
Got the steal, got the game winner. That's what legendary players do. So Kobe Bryant broke his fucking hand, and he did that. That's what legendary players do. LeBron, legendary, 3-1 comeback, came back. Kevin Durant got his foot on the line, went into overtime. He didn't score, bro. He didn't put up no buckets. Stop calling that man legendary because he won with Steph Curry, the greatest shooter ever, Klay Thompson, a top 3 shooter ever. Stop calling that, because when Westbrook went down, he got smoked out by Memphis. When they played the Spurs, he got smoked out. When they went up against Golden State, he blew a 3-1 lead. He choked. Stop doing that. Like,
did he not lead a team to the finals at 23 years old?
Yes.
Did he not do that?
He's 34.
Is Kevin Durant not a great elite level playoff performer? Is that what are you saying he's not?
You said legendary.
You said legendary.
You said legendary.
There's a difference.
Legendary is absolute top.
Michael
He's the one who sealed the series against LeBron and the Cavs.
It wasn't hard. It wasn't fucking hard.
He hit the
They were double teaming Steph Curry. They were double teaming Steph Curry in a situation where Kevin Durant is on the court. They're double teaming Steph. Steph is the one getting double teamed. Stop. Legendary. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, even fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson as a rookie. 45 points, 17 rebounds, triple-double. Larry Bird, legendary. These are legendary. Hakeem Olajuwon is more legendary than Kevin Durant. That's what we talking about right now. Stop talking about KD like he's this guy. He's not that guy. He's a Slim Reaper. He's garbage when it matters. He's garbage. Come on, like, stop. Come on, bro. He got swept.
Like, the Riv clip, Kevin Durant is not that guy. He's not that guy. He never has been that guy. So for everyone to keep thinking he's that guy, it doesn't work. It's not happening.
Well, like I said, Amari,
Oh.
the Rockets probably thought they were one superstar away from getting that final push, and they thought they could get it with Kevin Durant.
I don't get it. If one of y'all want to make it make sense to me, because it.
Yeah, honestly.
I will say this.
Oh no, go ahead, Connor. I'll go last.
I'll say this. I feel like the Rockets' window for contending is not going to be that long unless if they make another move. I don't think this is the last move the Rockets are going to make. I feel like it's going to come down to trying to get another guard like Drew Holiday at this point. And also, here's another point. I know y'all said this.
Hold on. The 4th pick is in the draft.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. The 4th pick is in. Yo, this is gonna boggle y'all minds real quick. The 4th pick of the NBA draft it is. And the Charlotte Hornets have selected Con Knueppel.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about an organization.
Jesus Christ.
Can't do shit right. I can't do shit right.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing every pick like about a minute and a half before you guys are seeing it. That's why.
Me too.
It's only because I don't want to cut people off. I'm trying not to. I'm trying my best, but
I know. But you're watching online.
So
I'm watching
with the Rockets.
Go ahead.
So I feel like they're probably gonna make a trade or do a buyout market for Drew Holiday. But here's another part that I think y'all are forgetting. the Rockets still have cap space, and there's one player that I wouldn't be surprised that they get. And I know y'all said shit about James Harden, but I think he could come back again. I think that might happen. If they want to extend this window, and not make it make it to the semifinals in the West, I think they're gonna make more moves and get like Drew or even Harden at this point, because they could trade away Shepherd, they could trade away like Jabari Smith or something, and I think they're just gonna be in win now mode. I don't think they're gonna waste this chance where you have an OKC Thunder team that really got lucky to win this championship, to be honest, because they had all these injuries all these teams that had injuries, and even in Game 7, you had Halliburton who tore his Achilles. If he was playing, the Pacers could have won the chip easily. So I'm just saying that the Rockets are gonna make another move. They're not gonna stand put at this point. It's gonna come down to Ime Udoka to make that happen, and I think he's gonna.
That was a hot take. The Harden take's a hot take, dude. That is a hot ass take. Like I didn't even really think about that, but
not facts. Me either. And honestly, now
they even could get back Westbrook. They could get back Westbrook too.
They could.
I think he's going to go to the Euro League, as crazy as it sounds.
Facts. I wouldn't be surprised on that.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to be wanting to have him there, but Nero, what do you think?
He might.
I was gonna say now before I touch into that, I will say if a guy like Westbrook were to get signed by the Rockets, I wouldn't be supposed either. You could sign him as a cheaper option compared to a Drew Holiday or even a James Harden right now, just because it's Westbrook. But what I will say on this is how does the Suns, in some way, shape, or form, not get Alperen Sengun? I don't know how. Again, like Amari said, how does Kevin Durant keep getting away with this, and how do other teams keep fucking up when it comes to actually getting certain pieces that they can use right now to really build this team? You know what I'm saying? Like to have a guy like Sengun still be on the Rockets right now is crazy. You mean to tell me the Suns they pried away Jalen Green? Okay, fine. You pried away Dylan Brooks? Fine. But you mean to tell me instead of getting 4 first-round picks and Sengun, you couldn't try to agree with that? You couldn't push for that? Because right now, how are the Suns going to win with a guy like Nick Richards? And he's decent. But you need some more. I would have thought a guy like Sengun would have went in this trade because, again, it's Kevin Durant. Oh, we want Kevin Durant, But quite frankly, I mean, the Rockets won this trade because they got to keep a man. They got to keep Sengun, Eason, you name it. They got to keep some of the guys that actually are young and will grow with this team. I'm just so surprised that the Suns didn't try to get more. You get 5 second-round picks, but what the hell are you going to do with 5 second-round picks besides draft some guys or even use them for trades? You could have got another win-now guy. You could have got an all-star to help out with Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? To help out with Brad Beal. You could have had somebody manning the paint. For real. That's what you need. You need size. I don't get it. But like Amari said, too, I don't know how Kevin Durant gets away with this, because if David Stern was still in as a commissioner, I think Stearns probably would have blocked 3 KD trades by now. With Chris Paul.
Yeah. Because David Stern, he did not put up no bullshit.
Who got blocked to go to the Lakers?
And the craziest part is that Chris Paul trade, it wasn't even that wild.
It wasn't, bro.
I think it was just Kobe asked one time for help that was beyond. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect a lot of the niggas he played with, but Shaq was the only superstar Hall of Famer. Like Pau Gasol's a Hall of Famer, but he's not Shaq.
Right.
Lamar Odom was a great basketball player, but he was not fucking Shaq. Ron
Right.
Artest was great, but he's not Shaq.
Right.
And they denied him another opportunity because Kobe was so good. They didn't want to give him Chris Paul because that would have just made it. If honestly, Kobe and Chris Paul, if that would have like, I don't even know how that would have shaken up the West and like the future of like the Mavericks and like the Spurs and like those types of teams. Like, I just think it's fucking crazy to me that they're just being allowed. And the craziest part is like Orlando's not a big market, and neither is like Phoenix isn't a big market either. So like when you think of these things, like this is what makes me think like these types of things that are being decisions that are being made are not being made on the value of basketball teams. That's the problem. They're not being made on the values what the players can provide and what you're actually exchanging in value for them. I think it's just wild to me that this is being allowed, but then again, ratings are down and people are fucking complaining. Like the rating of the All-Star game, shit. I'm telling you, this past year, oh dude, I genuinely don't even want to watch it this upcoming year.
Yeah.
I don't even want to watch it. I don't want to watch the dunk contest. I don't want to watch the 3-point contest. I don't want to watch these play. They don't even want to participate anymore, bro.
Right.
They don't. And whatever player, take it how you want. Players are getting too soft or whatever the case may be. Like, however you see it, a lot of these decisions that are being made are just like bigger than basketball, I feel like. So that's the sad part. But the other part is, holy shit. Wait a minute. So who has the 5th pick?
The Utah Jazz.
Utah Jazz.
I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, sir. You guys are ahead, so I'll let you guys handle the picks on the clock, okay?
All right. Actually, before you go in, I'm gonna be Adam Silver with the 5th pick in the 2025 NBA Draft. The Utah Jazz selects
Ace Bailey.
Oh,
Ace Bailey going to the
I'm actually not mad.
I don't know if he wants to go there. I don't know if he wants to go there.
I'm not mad. I mean, he said he didn't want to go to 76ers. Front office sucks. He said he didn't want to go to Charlotte. Front office sucks. The Spurs one, that one was a little like confusing. I guess why didn't you really want to go there?
Yeah.
And then the Mavericks, we obviously know they were going to pick Flag. That's actually a great pick for the Utah Jazz, bro. That's actually a beautiful pick for the Utah Jazz because they need a wing player who has scoring ability, can create his own shot. He's not going to be asked to facilitate too much. They got Keontae George and Isaiah Collier, who are two of the greatest young facilitators in the game. Especially Collier, who has had multiple 10-plus assist games last season in the regular season. So I think that, like, the fit for Ace Bailey there is a perfect fit. Because I think the only thing he's going to have to worry about is scoring and playing defense. I don't think he's going to be asked to do too much. You got Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler down row, two excellent defensive low-post players. And then you got, you have, why am I blanking on his name? The other winger. They got another winger. Why am I blanking on
Markkanen?
Huh?
Markkanen?
Markkanen?
No, I said Mark. I'm blanking on. He's like a 3 or a 4, like a wing. I can't remember his name. Why am I blanking?
John Collins?
No, he might not even stay. He's gone, right? He's not even there.
Yeah, he just picked up his option though.
Yeah,
He
no.
probably will get traded. No bull.
I think.
He picked up his option.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's still on the Jazz.
He's still technically on the Jazz. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I think they're gonna trade him.
That's what I was saying. Exactly.
That contract is hard to get rid of after the way he played last year.
No.
But yeah, with that being said, you guys can announce the picks, so cut your boy off, whatever. But so that being said, we're gonna dive right into. I guess we can go into the Celtics trades, bro, because this is where like RJ, Nero, me, bread and butter. We're all Celtics fans here. So RJ, I guess we'll start with you, and then we'll go into Nero, Connor, and the rest of the panel. Like RJ, how do you feel about the Celtics trades and like the future and the direction of like where the Celtics are gonna go? You might be muted. Someone else want to start? Nero, Connor, you might be muted.
All
right.
What I'll do is Connor, I'll say the first trade, but then you can dive right into it. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So the first trade, 1 out of 2. The first trade was the Celtics and the Blazers. The Blazers received Drew Holiday. The Celtics received Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks.
Connor, how are you feeling? Oh, he might be cut out there. He might be cut out there. So I guess Nero, dive right into it real quick. Give a couple quick thoughts.
I bet. All right. So for this trade right here, honestly, it's more of a salary dump. Obviously, the Celtics were way over the luxury tax. It's sad that a guy like Drew had to get traded, but they were kind of in no man's land with his contract and him being on the other side of 35, right?
Right.
So with this, I mean, the Celtics end up winning this trade because they do get back Anthony Simons, 20-point a game scorer who also gets a couple rebounds, 5 assists a game. I mean, he's a young guy. His contract is expiring at the end of this year, so he will be a free agent next year. I won't be surprised if the Celtics do extend him either in this offseason, during season, or obviously in the next offseason. I think it's a win for the Celtics, obviously, because, again, salary dump. But Anthony Simons in this backcourt right now with Derek White, I think he will mesh very well. I think with Joe Mazzulla and company, they're going to at least have him be more defensive along with his scoring. So if he can get that side going, I think him and Derek White, if both stay healthy, can be a deadly duo. They can be one of these duos that they really shock people. Not going to lie.
Absolutely, no doubt. That was a great take, bro. I do think that is a great sentiment because Simons is young. He's athletic, dude. He can kind of space the floor. He can space the floor too. He doesn't need to always have the ball in his hands. He moves very well without the ball, and the willingness to play defense is there. So that's a great take. And I also think another thing too to add, since Connor and RJ are probably fixing the mics or whatever the case may be, but we got I also think like a big piece for us. Awesome. I think a big piece for us would be, this is like a free agent sign, like Marvin Bagley Jr. I think would be a great idea. And let me tell you guys why. I know a lot of people.
Before you do, hold up.
Yes, sir.
The sixth pick, the Washington Wizards with the 6 picks have selected guard Trey Johnson out of Texas.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
I like that actually.
I like that
just
too.
when we think it's gonna be the way, it does not go at all how we thought it was gonna go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. What a pick.
Amari, I was gonna say continue, man.
So I think Marvin Bagley's a great idea. And Marvin Bagley's a great idea because he's 26 years old. You can get him on the cheap. The potential is still there. His ability to still, and he's not going to be asked to do too much. The ball is going to have to be scored. There's going to be a multitude of different guys who could still score. Even though Holiday and KP are gone, White's going to get touches. Tatum, obviously, is always going to have the ball in his hands. Brown's going to get his. Pritchard's going to get his. Simons is going to get his. So I think Marvin Bagley, you sign him on this team, he's young. He's a young center and around the same age group as Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. None of them are 30 yet. They're all between the 26-29 range. So allowing Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to go into it with a young center who will be hungry, he's gonna go make his role, and probably what he's going to do on the team, he's most likely going to want to be the guy who comes in here and just gets rebounds. He catches alley-oops, kind of like the Luke Cornett role. But I feel like he'd have more to offer with his ball handling skills and his ability to put the ball on the floor and dribble to the basket effectively, almost like a winger. I feel like the intangibles are there. I just think he's never gotten a fair shake, and injury has been horrible for him. He was on a king squad. He was on a king squad with too many young bodies. If I don't forget, he was also on the Grizzlies where they had like Santi Aldama and Zach Edey rotating, and then Brandon Clark and Jair Williams. Like, he just never got the fair amount of minutes. I feel like on the Celtics with Luke Cornett, as much as Cornett played well last year, I don't think Cornett is a better basketball player than Marvin Bagley is. I feel like Marvin Bagley has more to offer to the table, at least offensively. Right. Maybe not defensively. Luke Cornett was fantastic defensively. But asking Marvin Bagley to be like the 5th option player, Like, I think he'll thrive, and he's going to want to play that role because he's going to get hit. You know, Tatum and Brown and that team, they love to run pick and rolls, bro. We love to move without the ball, and we
Yeah.
love to get people open and utilize the bigs to do that. So that's like my free agency take on the two Celtics trades to add to the fold there. But as far as the trades, I don't know where RJ went. I think RJ's out of here. Jill just joined. She's a Celtics fan too. But as far as the Celtics trades, like where you guys' heads are at as far as just like where they should go with acquiring Niang, obviously, and a second round pick for a 3-team trade with KP and the Brooklyn Nets. So, and actually, as a Brooklyn Nets fan, yeah, you guys suck. But just tell me how you feel about the trade, despite you guys sucking historically since Vince Carter.
Oh man, just had to throw out a punch at.
Yeah, sorry, I had to throw a jab. You know, I can't play defense all the time.
Wow, shit. Fair enough. But I will say, I feel like y'all did win that signing trade. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Drew Holiday, 35. He's solid. He's still good. He can still play defense. He can still do whatever. But how much longer is a 35-year-old role player gonna keep going? And especially since the Celtics were the ones who got more out of that trade. Like they got Simons and 2 second-round picks.
Correct.
And the Blazers just got Drew Holiday. That's it. Like I feel like if anything, it's kind of like a burger. You kind of want more meat than bun, you know?
Nah, hey yo.
Hey,
I feel like the Blazers should have asked for like maybe a little bit more than just kind of like Drew Holiday if they're gonna give Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. But I guess they're gonna see what happens. I mean, it's gonna be interesting with Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant, and DeAndre Ayton.
Right.
It's an interesting team, and I think they were kind of outside that play-in bubble, kind of a little bit last year. So
Absolutely.
we'll see how it goes for them. Meanwhile, for Boston, again, it's a good trade with Tatum probably going to be out for the regular season and probably most of the playoffs, maybe.
Absolutely.
Depends. You get a scorer, you get a guy willing to play defense, as you guys said. All around, it's just a Celtics win in that trade. And the Porzingis trade, when it comes to the Porzingis trade, honestly, I feel like the Nets won that trade. And I'll kind of get to that. But Celtics get Niang. Isn't it like like Niang? He's solid. Not anything too crazy to get excited for. Maybe you guys trade him. Maybe y'all do whatever y'all want with him. It's George Niang. The Hawks
hometown favorite. Well, not from us because what he did to Jaylen Brown, but fuck that. But still, I guess from Haverhill, Massachusetts. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah. Kristaps Porzingis to the Hawks. I feel like the Hawks, they get a good forward. We'll see if Porzingis stays healthy, but I feel like this turns the Hawks into a better team. I'm not sure how much better, but they're not gonna be, well, maybe kind of on the play-in, maybe play-in bubble. I don't know. I don't know what the Hawks are gonna do.
I mean, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'll go with timeout. Go ahead. Go ahead, and since you're on the board.
I was about to I was about to kind of segue a little bit because the New Orleans Pelicans have just selected Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So, yeah, that would be interesting over there for New Orleans.
So my boy Derek Queen's still on the board, but
Yes, sir.
do your thing. Do your thing.
And so I think the Hawks will be kind of like they might just considering the situation, they might get barely into the top 6, probably most likely in that play-in position. But I do feel like the Hawks do get better. It's a trade that benefits them, even though they do lose a first-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets. That 22nd pick goes to Brooklyn as well as Terrence Mann. And honestly, I'm not too mad at it. We get Terrence Mann. We can do whatever we want with that. We could trade him. We could keep him. I kind of like Terrence Mann. I don't hate Terrence Mann. I could see him playing. We're rebuilding. It's whatever. We get the 22nd pick, which gives us 5 first-round picks in this draft, in which one of them is about to come up after the Pelicans here. Maybe we get Derek Queen. Maybe we get whatever. At first, I was originally thinking we were going to get Con Kneppel, but he went to Charlotte. So I don't know. We'll see who we get here, but I don't hate this. I don't hate this trade for us. We get a piece. We get Terrence Mann. We get a draft pick. 5 first-round picks is. I mean, I have a feeling at least one of those is probably going to get traded, and I'm very. You know what? I just really like that trade for us, honestly.
And I think
Fair
Terrence
enough.
Mann's a good addition. Absolutely. Go ahead, Connor.
Another Massachusetts legend, Terrence Mann.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'll add my 2 cents when it comes to Simons. So with Simons, I think he's just gonna be our starting point guard. You're gonna have Derek White as a shooting guard, and they're gonna try to keep Payton Pritchard in a 6-man role to hype up our bench and add points in that realm. He's great off the bench, and I don't think because of his size, I think you got to keep Simons at the 1. So I just think it's good for our fitting of players in our system. And yes, he's young, he's very athletic and all that, but it just shows that Brad Stevens cooked trading away a older star for another young piece. And when it comes to KP, it was bound to happen. His money was huge along with Drew. Those 2 moves were huge moves to get out of the apron, try to get some players off the buyout market or, cheap free agents. And I think it's good for, again, where Ant mentioned for the Hawks. I think that will definitely help them out in the playoffs. But will he stay healthy? I don't know. But that's basically my 2 cents. I think it's just the Celtics retooling here so they could get either Tatum back around after the All-Star break or even the playoffs, depending on how he heals up. And then keeping Jaylen Brown, which seems like that's what they're doing after the first couple picks in this draft. So that's my 2 cents on the Celtics moves there.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. I don't think those are bad sentiments at all.
There was one more point I wanted to add, actually.
Yep.
So
All right, hold on. Give him a second. We'll give him a second here. But yeah, as a Celtics fan myself, I do agree. Nara, how do you feel until he comes back here?
Well, I will say
I'm
this.
here.
So, like Connor said, oh, is he back?
Oh, he's back. He's back. Sorry,
Okay,
Connor.
I'm here. Yeah. So basically, what Amari said with Marvin Bagley, I think that's a great pickup. However, there's another pickup I like, and that's Bobby Portis. He's also a free agent, and especially with Giannis moving, I think Bobby could come to the Celtics, and I think with Bobby, it's the same thing when it comes to Al Horford, where he is very dependable as a stretching of the floor piece along with defense. So I don't know if we're going to keep Niang or if we have him come off the bench, but I think having Bobby Portis would be perfect to try to keep the contention in the playoffs while Tatum is out.
Absolutely. No doubt.
I agree with that. I like that.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
For me, I will say this. So when it comes to KP, obviously, if this was the healthy KP, the Hawks would have won the trade. Because now, with KP in his chest, you still don't know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? So now, if he recovers enough and he could play 50 to 65 games or even 50 to 60 games, all right, fine. You know, depending on what the Hawks do in those 60 games that he plays or 50 games, all right, cool. They're in contention. But here's the kicker. There was a story that came out earlier that said, don't be surprised if the Celtics reunite with KP next year. On a lower D.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I read that. If it happens,
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's going to be tough because he doesn't get.
If Brad Stevens learned anything from Danny Ainge, it was reunions are not allowed. Genuinely.
Yeah.
If he learned anything from Danny Ainge, I think the smartest thing for him would be, like, as much as we love Marcus Smart, bro, he didn't cut it. Guess who we got that was literally the same style of player, the same size? Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
What was the difference between the two of them? One of them could score.
Right.
The other could not stretch the floor effectively, or the other one was not enough of a good scorer to the point where, like, Danny Ainge or Stevens felt like bringing him back was good enough. Like, he's not going to come back here. Celtics fans, we love our players and we love yada, 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 right? But at the same time, I also think we don't do reunions. At least not, I'll say, like, the Boston's would, like, reunions has never been a thing really, like, across the four sports. Like, maybe like a 10-day but I feel like he's an exception.
Right.
Because I don't think we wanted to get rid of him in the first place.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave.
Something went haywire.
I'll tell you what it was. So basically, when Kyrie left, he didn't know that the Celtics were trying to get Kemba Walker. They got him after he signed that deal with Philadelphia. Then he came out afterwards and said, "Oh, if I would have known the plans, I would have stayed." So he wanted to stay. And he went to Philly and didn't do shit, because it's Philly. So, But generally Al wanted to stay the whole time.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, so with that being said, right, like, I think that, like, Horford, like, that was an odd situation. I feel like that was obviously like an anomaly. But I think just reunions in general, like, I don't know if, like, we've just never been a reunion type of team. We've just never been like, this guy comes back for the fuck of it. And KP, considering he's had health injuries his whole entire career, bro. It's not just like this was like a couple years and he's getting old. Like, this has been a thing since he's literally got drafted. So I don't see Brad Stevens just being like, oh, the Celtics fit, let's just listen to him. We love him. I feel like the Celtics have never really done that other than obviously Horford. But Horford was a valid reason. The guy to stretch the floor, play 4 of the 5, guard all 5 positions, Giannis stopper. Gave Giannis that work. I'm sorry. I know y'all seen the clip. He gave Giannis that work. There's not too many niggas who said they gave Giannis that work on the both sides of the ball. Pause.
That's a fact.
But
draft announcement.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think Ant should announce this one, actually.
We got the Brooklyn Nets. We got the Brooklyn Nets selecting. Oh, go ahead, Ant. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ant.
His name is Igor Demon.
Who the hell?
Right.
That's what I asked.
Wait, you said who was drafting?
The Nets. So like
Nigga, I don't get it.
Who the fuck is that guy? You guys
He's
suck.
from
Oh,
he's
shit.
from
Guard out of BYU.
He's from BYU. You know, I looked up, I saw it. I at first I heard the name, but I was like, who is that again? I had to get up real quick, take a closer look at the name, and I was like, I still don't know who that is, but uh,
Yeah, you got to
so,
try and be optimistic.
I mean, like,
You got to attempt.
look, guys, look. We're gonna see what happens here. I mean, we get a wing. He's a forward. I mean, like, you know, his highlights look decent. I mean, you know, it wasn't what I was expecting, but you know, we still got like other picks in this first round. So I mean, like, I'm not like too like heartbroken by it. And I also kind of wanted to mention about the trades that the Celtics made that I do give props to the Celtics for. The amount of money they were able to clear out with these trades. It's pretty amazing seeing the money they were able to clean out in the span of like what, 10 days?
Absolutely. Yeah, man, we were able to just clear up like we were able to clear up annual money, dude. I think it's perfect for us, especially with like the crop of free agents. Like, it's definitely gonna work out well. But I think another thing like that Celtics fans and like people need to understand, like, the East is a weak place. It's not a place that scares me.
Yeah.
If I was a supporter of a Western Conference team and like the Celtics were obviously a Western Conference team and I was worried about this situation, I'd be a lot more worried that we had signed them for so much and did that. But I think with the East being weak, like now having Simons and then getting Niang and then a second round pick, and then not only that, we're gonna see what happens in the draft here. We might even trade our pick or whatever the case may be. We'll see what happens obviously here, but I don't know how you guys feel about one last topic. I got one last one if you guys are cool. Giannis. I want to hear some thoughts on Giannis. Where you guys think Giannis is gonna go? Just quickly, if you guys got an
He's
idea.
gonna go to New York.
Wow.
He's gonna go to
Starting
New York.
off with a banger. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Okay.
the reason I say that is because the New York
Hot
Knicks
take.
actually they want what's his name? God damn it. Jason Kidd as their head coach right now. So I'd say it's probably gonna be Giannis. With Jason Kidd at the helm, you have Brunson, you have RJ. You're probably gonna get. Here's the thing: if you're the Knicks, what do you guys think they're gonna give up for Giannis? Is it gonna be Cat? I doubt it. But will
Mikal
it even
Bridges.
be OG?
Mikal Bridges.
Oh, I forgot
he's
about
gonna go.
Mikal. I said RJ earlier. I meant Mikal. So yeah,
Mikal Bridges is
thinking
gonna
Mikal
go.
Mikal Bridges is gonna go. They're probably gonna package maybe
Josh Hart.
the guard. No, yeah, probably
Yes.
Josh Hart.
Unless Jalen Brunson says no.
Or
I think the only way that
McBride.
I think the only way that wouldn't work. The only way that wouldn't work. I think the only way that wouldn't work is if Brunson says, "I don't want Hart and Bridges to go because they all played in college together." Right. So I think that's the only way that would fuck everything up.
I could see that. So in that case, I'll say they'll trade Bridges and they'll trade they'll trade the guard and then they'll probably trade like maybe Robinson to throw in like probably 3 picks and get Giannis. I think that's pretty easy. But you never know.
Absolutely.
Maybe they trade Bridges, maybe they trade Robinson, and then it's like 3 picks for Giannis. I think it's going to be a 2-3 pick trade along with a player or 2 at this point.
That is a hot take, dude. The New York itself, it was spoken into, like not spoken into. It was spoken like the rumor's been a rumor for a long time because of the market. But Like I think that like Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brunson.
Timeout.
Yes, sir.
With the 9th pick in the 2025 I almost said NFL NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Colin Murray Boyles, a forward out of South Carolina.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Not a bad pick at all, actually.
Yeah,
that's
interesting. Not a bad pick, actually. That's actually a low-key underrated pick.
That's
an underrated pick right there.
Way to say that. That is absolutely an underrated pick. Absolutely. But Nero, Giannis thoughts. How we feeling? How do we feel about Giannis's direction?
And you start.
When it comes to Giannis' direction, I kind of, agree with Connor on he's going to New York. Just not to that New York team.
Okay. All right.
I might be delusional. But I feel like if we give maybe Cam Johnson some of these picks here, I mean, how much can the Bucks really say no? I mean, considering what KD went for, they might charge an arm and a leg. But at this point, if any other Nets fans watching, you probably don't want me as the GM. I'm desperate at this point. But to get Giannis, to come to the show, we might lose our future a little bit, but he said that one of his favorable destinations will be here before.
Absolutely.
That's much, but we'll see. Another destination I see Giannis kind of going to might be San Antonio. They still have pieces. They still have they still have the 14th pick to give away. They got pieces that they can give for Giannis. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe Sohan goes away. Maybe Devin Vassell goes away. It's gonna be interesting if San Antonio could get him. But then at the same time, maybe Milwaukee just goes like, you're staying, pal. I feel like that's the third most likely option. I feel like there is still a decent chance that Milwaukee just decides to keep him and whatever. So yeah. And fun thing is too, as we were talking about the Kevin Durant trade earlier, the Suns pick is incoming. The Suns' new 10th pick. I don't know how it kind of works that the Rockets have to pick it for the Suns, or the Suns get to pick it themselves. But that pick is incoming, so that's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely. Now, that being said, Mr. Nero, how we feeling? Mr. Giannis, how we feeling about him?
Well, actually, Ant actually took the words right out of my oh damn! See, he literally took the words right out of my mouth. I couldn't even talk. I actually was going to say, shout out to Ant, because I was going to say, if Giannis wanted to fuck everything up, I'd try to go to San Antonio. I think now I say San Antonio, and I also will piggyback off of Connor's take with the Knicks. I'm gonna start off with San Antonio. If he goes to San Antonio, he immediately forms that it might really be the deadliest duo in the NBA, but also it'll be a top duo in history with him and Wembanyama manning that paint. Because who wants to go in that paint when you have both those guys in that paint? It's going to be deadly to go in there. Shots, blocks, might bust a couple knees or something. You feel me? So he could do that. Now, if I was the Bucks in that situation with the Spurs, I would immediately try to pry away Stephon Castle. That's if that happens.
Exactly.
I try to pry away Stephon Castle because they already drafted Dylan Harper, right? You already drafted Dylan Harper. It really wouldn't make you could try to trade him, but it really wouldn't make sense because the Spurs already, kind of scouted him.
Don't forget about De'Aaron Fox, brother.
Oh, I forgot about De'Aaron Fox being on there.
Trade bait. The trade bait. That's why I love you guys' idea.
No, actually, I'm glad you said that, Amari. I'd actually take that back. Fuck it with Stephon Castle. I try to get De'Aaron Fox over there. I would.
I think using Fox as trade bait would be perfect because Harper and Castle are younger.
Right.
And Fox is exciting. He's a great. I'm not taking anything away from him. But if they're going into the direction of the future, you're still able to keep your future guys. Harper, Castle, Vassell. You might have to give up Fox and Sohan and some picks.
Right.
But it'll be worth it if Giannis you get Giannis, and then you put him with Wemby. The only problem I see with that is who's handling the ball. That is the is the only issue I see with Giannis and Wemby playing together as 2 7-footers who do two different things. Wemby's ability to create his own shot off the dribble at 7'5" or whatever, how big he is. Mm-hmm. His ability to dribble like a guard and shoot threes like a wing, it just unmatched. But Giannis's ability to dribble like a guard and drive the basket, and have Shaq's post game, it's just dependent on, are they going to give Giannis the ball and put him downhill? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Yeah. Because I feel like dribble, drive, penetration would be the biggest thing. Mm. If you leave Giannis out there, it's he can shoot, but I don't trust him to be a shooter the way Wemby is, though.
Right.
Step back threes, bro's doing all this shit at 7'5".
Yeah, that's not really his game. Yeah,
that's just not Giannis's game. That's why I feel that's how I could see it fail. But the trade idea in general of using the bait and having the trade bait and doing that, genius idea, dude. You guys are spot on with that. Now I had a proposal.
I will say also, real quick.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
Now, two things before I say it. Ant, take it away because I know you see what just happened with that pick.
Yep.
That dude, I think from Duke, I could try to pronounce his name. Good.
No, you good.
The center?
Yeah.
Malak, the black dude.
Okay. with this pick, they have selected Kaman Maluak.
Oh, actually, no.
Yes, sir.
He's going to the Suns.
Kaman Maluak is going to the Suns. Excellent fucking pick. What number pick are we at?
10.
10. Okay. Beautiful ending. What a beautiful ending right there. The Suns get Kaman Maluak. We can end on this note here, and then we'll take it back to Discord. Yeah, Kaman Maluak. I think it's a great signing for the Suns, a draft pick for the Suns. I think that getting a big with the athletic potential that he has, he's a big guy. He can get up and down the floor. He's slim. He's got those African genes, so the stamina, the cardio, we've already seen is there. I know for a fact that Kaman Maluak is a project player. I get it. He's not gonna wow you right away, but with the right development and playing with Devin Booker, not having to score the ball too much, he can focus on honing his rebounding game. He can focus on maybe not even stretching the floor. He didn't do that too much at Duke because they had Flag and Knipple and I'm blanking on the other guard that they had, number 14, or I think that was the number he had. Forget his name, but he was really good too. Huh?
Tyrese Proctor?
Yeah, Tyrese Proctor. Yes, absolutely. No, Proctor was number 0. But good thing you mentioned him because I forgot about Proctor too. Proctor was a beast. He was nasty. And I forget the other guy.
I know you're talking about. I forget his name too now.
But he was nice too. And so I think being on a team Connor's excitement. being on a team with Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, 2 guys who love to pick and roll, 2 guys who love to create in the mid-range, two guys who love to create their own shot in general, and they like to dribble a lot and penetrate the basket. So I think that's good for him, and he can get himself into these spaces in the dunker spot, or he can get himself in these spaces on these rolls to develop, and he's going to get the minutes. So, because of the Nurkic situation, as you guys saw, that whole situation is fucking wild. I don't know what's up with Nurkic. I loved him to death on my team, and I loved him to death in general when it comes to a bunch of other stuff, but he just never panned out with the Suns. And then he had that whole locker room debacle at the end of the year where he was just like being indifferent and talking about, oh, they told me this and yada, yada, yada. Like, bro, you're not that good to be saying all the shit you were saying.
No,
but with that being said, yo.
Before we go, Amari, one quick thing. No, I just wanted to finish off the Giannis. I will say, because Connor's back, if he were to go to New York and Jason Kidd would be the coach again, actually, no, I'll say this. If Jason Kidd were to become the Knicks coach, the first thing he'll try to do is get Giannis back on his team, because he already made the playoffs with Giannis back in the day, being the Bucks coach. So I think that if that realistically were to happen with Kidd being a coach of the Knicks, I'd try to bring on Giannis. And again, if you have to give up Bridges, if you have to give up McBride, Anunoby, even a Cat, if they were to do that, I'd do it in a heartbeat if I was Jason Kidd on that team. That's all I'm saying.
I think Cat would be great trade bait. 1,000%.
Yeah.
I think Cat would be amazing trade bait.
To update on the Knicks situation, though, I believe the Knicks they actually interviewed one of the Pelicans assistant coaches. I think his last name is like Borrego, something like that.
Oh yeah, Borrego. Yep.
And they interviewed him as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think Jason Kidd is exactly the main target here.
Oh, for sure.
But we'll see what happens with the Knicks coaching situation. And I also kind of wanted to add, kind of like what Nero said earlier about the Suns' big man position, how they probably should have got a big man. Well, they drafted one, so hey, here we go.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Did you guys peep what just happened with the Suns with the trade? I don't know if you guys did.
Yes, we did. And what I wanted to say was, with
God dang it, my internet's cutting.
My Giannis idea here, I had an idea. I think the Raptors should genuinely think about offloading a couple guys into picks. Now, mind you, this was kind of the idea I had. It doesn't really work because didn't the Raptors already go here?
The Raptors, yeah, they just drafted the kid from South Carolina.
Okay, so the kid from South Carolina. Now, let's see here, right? For a potential Giannis trade, I kind of worked this out, and the money works. So, I don't know how realistic you guys would think this was, but considering how the trades got broken already, this might not work because this was like pre a bunch of trades that just happened. So, this was before the Desmond Bane and the KD trade. I had Emmanuel Quickly, Jacob Poeltl, 2025 number 9 pick, 2026 first round pick, 2027 I think it's a first round pick for Giannis and KPJ. Now hear me out. KPJ's a hothead. KPJ's this, KPJ's that, right?
Right.
I don't think the Bucks are going to want to keep that shit. And if they're going to find a way to get rid of Giannis, I do think they're going to find a way to maybe package KPJ in that to make it sweet for somebody.
That's possible.
And I feel like because his potential and the way he plays, like he's an amazing scorer. He's flashy, bro. Like the way he looks sometimes, he likes to play defense. He's a decent defensive player sometimes when he chooses to be, which everybody knows defense is a choice. So you'll find me saying that a lot with a lot of players because it is a choice. So I think that trade would be perfect. I think it would work for the Raptors. I think, yes, like the spacing sucks, but in the window of next year, if you're trying to win next year and you're trying to assert some sort of dominance, who the fuck is going to score on you? I'm sorry. RJ Barrett and fucking Scotty Barnes and Giannis, who is scoring on you?
Right.
Right. With KPJ able to score and shoot the ball a little bit, like I don't know. Like I feel like that's something the Raptors should explore. I'm not saying it's something the Raptors have to do or like it's going to happen or I'm going to tell you like it's a possibility. I think they should consider that, considering Emmanuel Quickly is getting paid to do much. He's getting paid to do too much of what he's being asked to do.
Yeah.
He's getting paid way too much than what he's worth.
Right.
So that's a good way for the Raptors to offload some money for bad contracts, the same way the Celtics did.
Yeah.
And yes,
Yeah.
you have the capital and the picks, and yes, you have the ability to do that. So I think that's something that the Raptors should think about.
No, that's
But-
actually not a bad trade. No bullshit. That's actually not a bad trade.
Do we have a pick
Got-
that's in? Do we got another pick?
The
I know that was the last topic.
Trailblazers have traded their pick to the Grizzlies. And it's
Oh
going
shit!
to
For what? I'm gonna be real upset. You might
I
see one more
wasn't-
crash
I
out.
couldn't hear all the information about it, but the Grizzlies have this pick, and going to Memphis is Cedric Coward.
Oh,
I love that for Memphis. I
Mhm.
love
Yeah,
that
for Memphis,
I love
that's
it. Cedric Howard
wow.
is really good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What could someone, if they can't fact check real quick, I'm gonna try and fact check right now while I'm talking about this because I'm not sure. But Cedric's a great player. That's actually a very good trade for Memphis, especially with giving up Desmond Bane. That is a great decision.
Nah, yeah, because he's actually a really he's a really good defender, knocking the cap. He
Yep.
can score, but he can really defend for his age.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
I was telling y'all in the
anybody-
Discord about Cedric Howard earlier, bro.
Can we get like the is there any way we can get that information? It hasn't been given to me yet here. I'm trying to look at it.
Yeah, because I just saw on my TV.
Well,
it said
there's actually
breaking
one more
news,
trade
and I
that
see
happened
spam.
before that I wanted to talk
Hold
about.
on. Ant. Can you get the Trailblazers one real quick? Is that possible?
My internet. Hello.
I'm trying to hear it.
Because for those who don't know, while Ant's getting that, for those who don't know, I am a Trailblazers fan. So I love the Trailblazers. I've loved the Trailblazers since they had Brandon Roy. I have supported them since I was a kid. I'm not a diehard fan. I wouldn't say, obviously, I'm a Celtics diehard fan for Boston. See the man cave here. Boston, Massachusetts, bro. Boston Bruins, bro. Love hockey. My favorite sport. But I don't know how this is going to shake for my team. I don't. I'm not really sure how this is going to pan out. I'm not really sure if this is a good trade that I think that we should have made. And I just think that at the same time, I'm just not comfortable with the Trailblazers doing the whole carousel with picks anymore, dude. I think it's time to just settle on a few guys and just build and see where it goes. And with that being said, bro, like it just boggles my mind that a trade, knowing we have to develop Scoot and knowing we have a couple to develop Klingon, like why wouldn't you just get a guy obviously and keep him so that someone can develop? I mean, you just got Drew Holiday. Hey, that's not going to make you a fucking champion. I know they were scraping at the play-in last year, at the end of the year, but like, does Drew Holiday turn you from scraping at the play-in to a surefire play-in? I'm not so sure.
Right.
And
He
then
doesn't even want to be there.
and then he doesn't even want to be there. So you don't even know if he's going to even fucking start the training camp with y'all.
Exactly.
So I wish I could crash out on my Trailblazers right now. I just don't have the information. If anybody does.
I believe, I want to say, because they had the 11th pick, I think they traded back. So, because I think Memphis had the 16th pick.
Okay.
So I think that Desmond Bane trade, right? That how they got that 16th pick. I think the Trailblazers just took that. So they moved back 5 spots. If I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't be too mad.
One thing I will say though, I don't know if y'all touched on this.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Go ahead.
But did y'all peep the Milton Williams trade?
No.
Oh, Mark Williams. So Mark Williams got traded to the Suns for the 29th pick, along with a 2029 first-round pick. So Mark Williams, the Charlotte Hornet, is now a Phoenix Sun.
Okay.
Wow. So Mark Williams is a Phoenix Sun.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Getting
So
they got
that
And
means
that's for the 29th pick and a 2029 first.
so that means
there's that.
Luka and LeBron finna be in shambles. You love to see it.
Yeah,
You love to see
so
it. You love to fucking
as
see it.
Suns,
Fuck both of them. Nah, sorry, I'm a Celtics fan. I'm only saying that because they're on the Lakers.
Fuck out.
Sorry.
Fuck out.
I got
so
real quick. I'm gonna cut you off, Connor. I got that
Yes,
full
sir,
trade
Daryl.
right here, Amari, for the Blazers. So
Mhm.
Portland, it sent the 11th pick, so which was Cedric Howard, to Memphis for number 16 and a 2028 first and 2 second-round picks.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
All
That's
right.
why we're about to come back in that.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah,
to
you
look
get 4
on
picks out of it.
Twitter.
I hate this
Yeah.
team so much. I hate this team so much. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh my god.
I would have just stayed right there and grabbed him.
we got
poor
a
boy.
disgruntled Blazer fan. Disgruntled.
Poor Amari, man. I
Oh
mean,
my god, talk about like, see, this is why I tell people like I yeah, I might be from Boston and spoiled, but like I do have like I have like a couple teams in other sport, like so for the like I'm not a Pats fan. So just to disclose that, I think I disclosed it on the I am a Chiefs fan. I've been a Chiefs fan my whole life. Everyone's gonna sit here in the comments and be like, he's a bandwagon, yada yada yada.
No,
Bro,
you're not. No,
I've
you're
been a
not.
fucking Chiefs fan since they had Trent Green and Priest Holmes. For those of
Uh-huh.
you who do not know fucking ball, that is when I've literally watched my whole entire football team get shit on by the Pats my whole life.
Yeah.
So no one can call me a bandwagon because I'm from Boston and I literally had to suffer at family parties because I'm a Chiefs fan. So,
Right.
so with that being said, there's like a couple teams like hockey. Like Colorado's my second team. They kind of always been my second team, but I just like I don't know. Like I don't feel the way I feel about the Bruins. And then like the Red Sox is like really the only baseball team that I like am a diehard supporter of. Like I don't really have a secondary baseball team. I have like players. Like I guess I root for like because Trey Turner's really good. Like whatever team he's on, I just root for him to do good.
Okay.
I hate to fucking admit this. I love Jazz Chisholm. I wish he never went to the fucking Yankees because now I got to root for Jazz Chisholm to do well, and I'm a Red Sox fan.
Right.
So that doesn't really mix at all. But yeah, with that being said, like the Trailblazers, man, like it just, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. What the fuck? I mean, Scoot Henderson hasn't shown us shit. He was in the G League. Donovan Clingan doesn't look like Pau Gasol or Dirk Nowitzki to me. So yeah, I'm at a loss. That's I don't know if I could do it anymore with Portland. I really don't. I'm gonna have to put all my energy into my Celtics again because I think I might be done because it just until the front office is out of there. They gotta go. It just you didn't give Lillard no help. Then you traded away McCollum. Then you fucking didn't give him no help after that. Then he fucking 50-balled niggas in the playoffs in the bubble and all this other shit. And then you traded his ass away. And then you got almost damn near nothing in fucking return for it. Like I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done. But with that being said, guys,
on different news, I guess this might be the last draft announcement of the podcast before we all go.
Yes, sir.
The Chicago Bulls have selected Noah Asingé from France.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
I like that. I like it.
No gripes because they suck. So you know.
I will say some Bulls fans didn't look too happy about this pick. I will say that.
Well, guess what? They should be fucking unhappier that you did all that for Levine and DeRozan to trade them away, and then you ended up with this. This is the reason why you have this pick, and the reason why you guys suck. Because you thought Kobe White was your answer. That nigga is not your fucking answer. He's smaller than my pinky finger. He's my height. He's my height. He's not good. I'm sorry. I don't care how many points that nigga drops. He's food on defense. He's not a first option player. It's never going to happen. So, well, on that note, as a Celtics fan, fuck the Bulls because you haven't been good since Jordan.
Fuck them Bulls.
How's that Derrick Rose taste in your mouth, Bulls fan?
Wow.
Oh,
He's
shit.
clapping on there.
Yep. That's what we're here for. You know, you're gonna crash out a little bit. It's our pod. You know, we may as well crash out on our own podcast instead of ESPN.
Nah, for real.
You know,
Yeah.
this is ours. You know, but yeah, 30
This
and
is my
beyond.
sister.
What a great episode. Episode 2. Ant is getting assaulted. We gotta go before we get demonetized. He's getting assaulted. I'll see you guys in Discord. Love you guys. WTHHS. What the hell is happening in sports? Another great
Yes, sir.
episode.
Yes,
we are
sir.
here. Conron and Don. RJ. Jill's been muted the whole time. She's a Celtics
Yo.
fan. She's not happy
Yes,
with Holiday
sir.
Porzingis going because like women sports fans, they're like, oh, we love him. We love him. That she doesn't understand how funny
That's
and
not
stuff.
true.
Oh, there she is. I
No.
baited you. I baited you. Yeah, let's
Okay.
go.
No, hold on. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
There she
Talk
is.
about trade bait. Talk about trade bait.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna say something before this ends because I'm
Yes.
doing homework right now. But I'm gonna
Yes,
say
ma'am.
something before this ends. Oh Jesus. Okay, sorry. I don't like talking in front of people, but
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. But first, I just want to say I'm a little upset with the trade because first, Holiday is my neighbor. Second of all, Holiday. Well, Porzingis, I get it. He's been sick. He's not been good, and he just hasn't been good with the other teams as well. So, Porzingis being traded, I mean, I'm okay with that. But Holiday, I don't understand why they did that. But now I feel like the team is now going to be not so good because now we're gonna have Tatum out. Most likely Brown will be out, and I don't know who else will be like in the starting lineup besides Horford if he doesn't get traded, Pritchard, Hauser. Hauser's like okay, but like Cornette, not a fan of. I've been to a lot of games and I don't know why Anne's looking at me like that, but
Season ticket holder. She's a season ticket holder.
Okay.
No, I'm telling you, she knows. She knows.
He's a
Yeah.
ticket.
She knows.
Yep,
I
yep.
personally think I'll
but
be
yes, that
fine.
was kind of my first opinion. Also, I really feel like Tatum should change his jersey number because I think that number 0 is quite after him tearing his Achilles and Halliburton tearing his Achilles. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I
And
wanted to
Lillard,
say. But I was keeping
And
my
Lillard.
mouth shut the entire time.
See, I'm okay. I will agree with the holiday part. I'll explain, but I do think there's a way they could have made that work.
Yeah.
Like I think they could have tried to, and I think because of him moving his like family here and all this other stuff, and he was so willing to stay here for the rest of his career, I felt like I could have been okay with like KP Hauser and maybe like JD Davison or Jordan Walsh going. Like I know they're not appealing because they didn't get minutes, but Holiday, unfortunately, Jillian, I hate to say it, because we were over the second apron, there was just no way we could keep him financially. It didn't match up. Like if we would have had to, if we wanted to keep him and then get rid of just Porzingis, we would have had to give up too much in the long run. And I feel like letting a guy who's 35 years old. And I wouldn't say obviously declining because we won't know until next year. But I think giving up a guy who's like 35 years old, making that amount of money, that money can go to a guy. Let's say Simons has a great fucking year. Let's say Simons is better than Pritchard. If he's better than Pritchard, he's gonna get paid. Because you know what I mean. So like it's all gonna be dependent this year. And remember, we are not in a strong conference, so I don't believe we're gonna miss the fucking playoffs next year. I think we're going to ride it out and give Brown and Tatum as much time to get back to 100% so that when the playoffs roll around, niggas thought everything was sweet the whole season until Brown and Tatum return.
Right.
Like, I think that's a very real possibility. And even though, like, with the meniscus injury and the new technology and the new science, like, it's quicker to come back, I think they'll give Brown as much time as he fucking needs. And if Brown needs to take the whole entire regular season off with Tatum and we can stay in playoff contention, it's all dependent on what we do for the rest of the offseason. So I wouldn't bank on these two trades being the end-all, be-all because I don't think George Niang is going to stay on this team. Even though he's a Haverhill favorite, I don't think he's going to be a good locker room guy with Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's a great guy. He strikes me as someone who's extremely fucking intelligent. Actually, for those who don't know, if you guys have seen his lecture on panopticism, please watch it. For those who don't know, panopticism is a big topic. Like it's not a new growing topic, but he gave a great speech and lecture about it. You guys should definitely watch it. It showed me like his intelligence level and the way he's like involved in the community of Boston and Massachusetts. I just don't think Niang, someone who's from like Haverhill and made a dirty play on him, and the city already don't like him. Like they was already against him, and he's from the state. So I don't see like him. I think that will be a factor because the Celtics. We love to think about how this is going to affect the business. Yeah. So and remember, we are going into new ownership, so that money had to be freed up. And with the new ownership, they definitely helped make decisions with the Grossbeck family. I'm probably sure on how this was going to go, because even though the Grossbeck family sold the team a little bit ago, the transition of the Symphony Group and that rich group, they're transitioning in now. Now that they're in-house and making decisions, I think this was a decision they had a hand in. They're the ones with the money now. So I think that was a big, and then they got loaned another $1 billion to make the sale work. So I think with that being said, freeing up space with that apron also allowed them to have more money to do other things, to make sure that every other thing is intact. So a lot of people don't think about those things. So that's something for Celtics fans, if you're watching, obviously, to think about, because that's the reason why those trades had to happen. But I think that the best decision for us moving forward, sign Marvin Bagley Jr., sign a guy who's younger. There's not too many guys who are under 30 in the free agency pool right now that would actually help benefit. Yeah. But two guys, Miles Turner or Miles Turner or Marvin Bagley would be the two best options for the Celtics to go ahead and maximize a free agent signing with Tatum and Brown coming back off injury, and with the roster they already had with proven players. Remember, Jordan Walsh and J.D. Davison, bro. We have the G League MVP, dog. He averaged like 30-plus points a game. So, I don't think J.D. Davidson's going to be a fucking slouch. I think he's going to come on this team, and he might contribute 10. I genuinely think he might contribute 10 points a game. Genuinely. Right. 8 to 10.
I feel the same way about Drew Peterson, actually.
And let's not forget our draft pick of last year, Baylor Scheierman. Scheierman, excuse me. Yep, Baylor Scheierman. Butchered the last name. I apologize. But Baylor Scheierman, right. He was amazing in the not amazing, but for his role and him being a rookie and all that, he contributed a lot. Even in garbage time minutes, he showed he could play. Right. As long as you show me you can play, okay, I'm a little bit willing to show you, because in your garbage time minutes, you were dominating in your garbage time minutes. I'm sure, didn't you put up 10+ points once in garbage time this season?
No, he has.
And he only had 3 to 4 minutes or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
him and Drew Peterson, dude. They both put up some good points in garbage minutes, bro.
And they did. Yeah, and least I want to see you play. That's it. I want to see you be able to play. If you're in garbage time minutes and you're a first round pick, like we have always had that, obviously outside of Tatum and Brown and Smart, I wanted to. It's just, let's see you play. Let's see what can happen. And I think Pritchard. This is gonna sound wild, bro, and I think it could happen. He might get his minutes demoted, because Simon's coming in, and then Davison maybe getting more minutes, and then no Tatum and Brown. Defensively, Pritchard's going to be somewhat of a liability at times.
Yeah.
And it's not because of athleticism. He's just 6 feet tall. Yeah. Or 6'1". That's it. It's
in the same boat with IT type shit in terms of the size.
That's the thing. And IT got minutes, though, because he could score 30 a game. That's the only reason why IT got minutes. If Pritchard somehow puts 25 to 30 up, I will have no problems and complaints. I'll have no problems. But I don't see him. I don't see him doing that. I feel like IT was a better off the dribble player as far as creating his own shot. I'm not going to take anything away from Pritchard. I think he's a great dribbler, but he just hasn't gotten the minutes yet. And maybe if he's given Isaiah Thomas minutes, who the fuck knows? We might have just have IT 2.0. Like I said, Brad Stevens be cooking. He be cooking. So I don't know. Maybe he sees something in Pritchard this year that is allowing him to give minutes or share it with Simons. But I think White will be the lead guard no matter what. He's going to be the number 1 point guard. And then you have Simons and Pritchard, who are probably going to alternate minutes at the 2. And with Davison's probably going to sneak in. If one of them plays like shit, Davison's going to sneak in. And then you have Scheierman and Jordan Walsh probably alternating minutes. So the depth is there. That's why I don't want Celtics fans to worry.
Right, and we still got
Yeah,
Names Kedda too in the paint, so
The depth is there.
That's
And then
and
you got-
he's athletic too, so
You
that's
got Cornette, and say what you want about Cornette, Jillian, but he played very well in the playoffs when he was asked to do more, and he played very well during the season. And when he was catching alley-oop, I didn't know he had alley-oops in his bag. Like that, like I didn't know that was in his back pocket. I also did not know he could put the ball on the floor a little bit with like a couple dribbles with a hook shot. Like, you know what I mean? Like he normally just gets the ball in the dunker spot. That was what it was all regular season, but in the playoffs, he kind of expanded his game a little bit because he was asked to do more.
Yeah.
So I think with that being said, like I don't think Cornette will be a problem. I think what will be a problem is if we don't get depth at that position outside of Niang. And if we use Niang as bait, it better be for another forward. And if we're not using Niang as bait for another forward, keep him, take that money we already have for the space we have this year and sign Bagley or sign Miles Turner as a rental.
Yeah.
If they want 3 years, give it to them, bro. They're going to be 32 and Bagley would be 29 in 3 years. And Miles Turner would be 32 in 3 years.
Yeah, I think.
So fuck it. Why not? Give them 3 years. Give them 3 years and see what happens. And if it doesn't pan out when Tatum and Brown come back, trade them. Who cares? So at least because they were on the Celtics and were on a playoff team, that's going to raise their value by the team. It's not going to raise their individual value as far as them playing, but it's going to raise their value due to the success of the team. So sorry, that's my end sentiment. Does anyone have any final thoughts here?
Oh, wait.
Rotate.
Wait, I was going to say, before Jillian goes, and
sorry.
the last 2 picks. Go
The
ahead.
teacher and me raising.
Yes. The
Amen.
last 2 picks. I'm pretty sure the Pelicans received the 13th pick from the Hawks from I think if I'm not mistaken, probably the DeJounte Murray trade. It was some trade a while ago. But the Hawks give the 13th pick to the Pelicans, and they are going to get Derek Queen from Maryland. Derek Queen is a New Orleans Pelican, and with the 14th pick in the draft, the San Antonio Spurs decided to select Carter Bryant from Arizona.
Oh, I like that.
I apologize, guys. I apologize. Sorry. I had to switch phones because my other phone was dying. I had to switch phones. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It was dying.
No,
this
but
came as a little
Jill,
blurry.
go ahead.
But go ahead.
Go, Jill.
Sorry, I was raising my hand because that's just the teacher in me. But 2 things. One, what I was saying about Cornette, he's a great player. I think just the problem is every time I've watched or have gone to a game, I feel like they need to put him in more.
Okay.
I feel like he needs to be played more because I noticed that a lot of especially a lot throughout the season, they obviously had their starters in, but I feel like they had their starters in 80-90% of the game and then put benches 10%. And they didn't put Cornette in as much as they put Hauser and Pritchard in. So I feel like that Cornette should be playing a lot more this year than he was last season.
That's a good take. Absolutely.
Agreed.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, give him more minutes because we need that position at depth. I like Al Horford's. I love dude. He's done so much for us. Was a big part of that championship, but he showed last year he's getting old.
I know.
It's sad.
When he's going to retire.
But on the defensive end, he showed last year he was getting old. Offensively, he was great. Spaced the floor, did what he had to do, but defensively, he's just old. It's unfortunate, but
he is.
I don't think he's going to be asked to do too much this year. I
Yeah,
think he'll
for
be
sure.
asked to start, but I think he'll be rotated a lot. And I think,
for
like I
sure.
said,
Oh yeah.
with my Marvin Bagley point and my Miles Turner point, and there's a couple other guys out there. What? Fucking Brook Lopez 1-year contract for the fuck of it? I don't know.
Bobby
there's a couple.
Portis. Bobby Portis.
Yeah, Oh, that's another one. Yeah, Bobby Port. That would be even more beautiful because he fits the mold of the team. He can fucking stretch the
Exactly.
floor on
That's why I
three.
mentioned that earlier, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful idea, Connor. Bobby Port, I completely forgot he was a free agent. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful idea. He can stretch the floor. He can put the ball on the floor. He can guard 4s, 5s, and 3s. That is somebody and I do think Turner could not do that.
Right.
But I do think
Agreed.
Bagley has the athleticism to and the quickness to. I don't think Turner does. But I think Portis and Bagley would be more of a fit. But I also think Turner is more of an offensive fit for someone who can play in the post, shoot the three, off the dribble a little bit. Like, offensively, he'd probably be the best option. But, like, all around in general, he would not be the best option defensively. Nigga got slow feet, was getting cooked on pick and rolls. Yeah. All playoffs. Oh, yeah. Karl Anthony Towns was cooking niggas in that. I'm sorry. He was cooking them.
Yeah, he was.
He was giving him that
honestly,
work.
Even with Portis, he just has the edge. Like you want to have more of an edge.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have a more of a. With this team right now, they have good players, but a guy like Portis would bring an edge to the team defensively. I would not mind that at all.
Yeah, Connor, you fucking cooked with that one.
Yeah.
That was that. You cooked.
Yeah,
that one.
I had to mention that again, bro.
You cooked. You cooked with that one. But do we have any more draft news? Or are we good? Are we out the 15? Are we out the 15?
The 15th pick is in right now, but it hasn't been said yet.
15th pick is in. Okay.
Guys, look.
The 15th pick is in.
Tito!
Hey! Hold on! Hey!
Papa Horford.
Yes, sir! Big out!
Wow.
Tito Horford.
Yes, sir!
I got that picture with him. I was at what game was that? That was on the 14th of May. I was like, oh wait, this was the when they were like not in the finals, before that. But I was like, oh,
Eastern Conference Finals.
I was like, I love you. I'm such a big fan. He goes, I love you too. And he's like, come take a picture with me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, that's one thing I will say. Boston sports community, man, like the athletes, the front office, dude, like the owners, bro, they're so involved in like the city. Like they're so involved in like just like boys and girls clubs, dude. Like they're involved in like all the stuff that keeps the city supporting you. Like that helps pay the tax dollars for it, dude. Like the Celtics are so good about being a business. That's why like the Celtics' future does not concern me. I think we'll be okay as long as Brad we trust. For those on screen right now, you'll see it on screen right here. This graphic, Brad we trust right here.
Brad we trust.
Brad Stevens, man. But I will say, Ant, the Nets suck. So sorry that your draft is a little unoptimistic here. A little
I feel like
that
we're
sucks.
gonna do something. But speaking of draft, Thunder have selected Thomas Sorber. I don't know who Thomas Sorber is.
I don't either. Fuck the Thunder. Fuck those niggas. I'm sorry. Fuck you.
He's a center.
Yo, SGA, if you ever see this SGA, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve your MVP. Nikola Jokic did. He was the first center to average a triple-double. I'm glad that your free throws got you an MVP. The same way they gave James Harden a Make-A-Wish one because they didn't give it to him the year before. I'm glad you got your Make-A-Wish MVP, nigga. Happy for you. I'm not really. Fuck you. But at the same time, Jokic, you're my MVP, dude. I'm sorry. I got to keep it real. SGA, I don't know your
Jokic is mine too.
You got aura. You can dress, nigga. You got aura. You got style. You're a cool ass dude. You're a cool ass person. But as a basketball player, you are ruining basketball for me, brother. You are fucking it up. And let's not forget this. In game 7, nigga, you had 21 points. And let me just read the free throws for you. 11 for 12. So let's take those free throws you made away. And what? Oh, yeah. I don't even need to say it.
Also,
I know.
One more thing I want to add just for whoever's watching or whoever's on here. I don't want people to think I'm just some random Celtics fangirl that has only been whatever. I'm just showing you this photo. This was 2010, game 24, Celtics versus Orlando Magic. That I've been going to these games forever. I know it doesn't look like it, but yeah, just let you know.
Respect.
I've had season tickets for over 25 years with my family, so.
Nice.
That's a W.
Yep. That's why I'm about to go to the Celtics game all the time next season.
Well, yeah, but
you feel me?
Every game.
Celtics tickets, baby. Yes, sir.
I can't go every game though. I'm gonna be in Connecticut all year.
It's all right. I'll buy it for you. It's all right.
You can buy them off me. That's fine.
I'll buy it for you. Yeah. What do you think I am?
I've gotten plugs from season ticket holders too, bro. I get it.
Yep. I'll buy it for you, Jill.
That's fine.
Don't stiff me,
Same
Craig
here.
Breslow.
Can't-
Don't stiff me like you stiff Devers.
Right.
You're
You know?
Literally.
You know?
Baseball references in the basketball part here.
Yeah, you know, wait, we were jack of all trades here. But yo, guys, amazing pod. Dude, this was amazing. We're gonna have a full summer here. We got NFL, we got the off season, so bear with us if we're doing pods for the fuck of it sometimes. But we got Stat Olympic Games. Ant actually came up with a new game today. So this upcoming weekend, I'm gonna see what everybody's schedule is, and we're gonna try the new game out. But we got the Bay State Olympics, or excuse me, Bay State Media Stat Olympics. We do that once a week. We try and do it. We're gonna try and do it 2 times a week for you guys. So we can mix up the sports. So we're gonna do 1 week like basketball and football, and then another week like hockey and baseball. Just because our panelist members, excuse me, and our community members, we're kind of split up. Like Nero doesn't really watch too much hockey, like on the same level as like Owen or Dash, who are like high level hockey fans. Like they know all the Canadian leagues and like all the prospects who are like from fucking 13 years old to like 21 in the NCAA. Like, like I don't know 14 U8 AAA niggas from fucking Canada. Like,
They probably already know the next Wayne Gretzky for all we know.
You know what I mean? Like I have my NHL knowledge and my NCAA knowledge, but I do not have probably any crazy knowledge beyond the other leagues. So we're gonna split that up for you guys. Nero WTHHS podcast is partnered with us now.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
Nero, clap it up real quick.
Yes,
Clap
sir.
it up real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate you having me. Appreciate all y'all
Long
for being
overdue.
here.
So for those who don't like know Nero's background a little bit, and Connor, like I almost went to Curry. I did not go. I actually ended up going back to my school, but I was able to like go spend time with them at Curry and get to know them, and I got to meet them and hang out with them. So they've been doing the sports stuff. Connor had his own TikTok for like a while. He and Nero was doing the radio stuff at Curry College. Connor, are you? I mean, excuse me, Nero, are you still doing that?
I work in radio, but I haven't been on air in about close to over 3 years now. So I gotta get back. I gotta figure out a way to get back to it.
That was awesome. When I was at Curry, dude, like that, experiencing that, seeing you do that, like that was lit. Like, bro was in that radio station talking about sports every day. We was tuning in. Yeah,
it was tough.
Me, Curtis, like a couple other people, bro. We was turning in. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like they have the experience, bro. We're a community. I've known Jill since high school. I just met Ant this past year. Ant lives like in North Carolina near my cousins. So when I go slide on Ant, you're gonna get an in-person vlog, me and Ant. Maybe go shoot some hoops, throw a football, whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, the community's growing. We're doing great. Another announcement, got accepted into the Global Gaming League. So that's lit. That is fucking lit. We're going to do that. That has been awesome. Me and Connor, we've been practicing a lot. We're starting a 2K league, a 2K25 league. So you get to pick your own team. But it will be like draft oriented. So we're going to do it like skill based. We're trying to do a little bit skill based, but if I get enough people to join the league where I can't do that, it's going to be randomized by spin the wheel, and whoever gets their first pick or whatever the case may be, it is what it is. Hopefully, Connor don't get a first pick, because if Connor gets first pick, we are all in fucking trouble. I'll tell you guys that right now. We are all in trouble if Connor gets first pick
will
for
be
the 2K league. We are all in trouble. So, with that being said, thank you guys for joining. As usual, see you guys in a couple days, or for a couple stat games, and then you know what I mean. WTHHS is here; they're gonna be here with us for a lot of shit. So the partnership is amazing. We're doing crazy things. Thank you guys for tuning in and getting us here. Oh, another thing, I'm sorry, on screen right here, you guys will see for those watching right now. We are covering the NEFL now. We just went to a game. We have a vlog coming out actually tomorrow. It is me and Spoke B Center met each other for the first time. So on screen right here, you can see the schedule. Our next game, we actually are not going to the Glen Falls, New York game. As you guys can see, that's in New York. It's away. But the game after that, we will be going to that one. There's a couple in Worcester, Haverhill, and a couple other places. So this is the NEFL. It's a U.S. football league. It's amazing. We love working for them. We just went to our first game for the first media prop of the season. So with that being said, tune in for that. We're going to have vlogs on that every single week throughout the whole entire summer. So we are going crazy. We were going to do a 1v1 tournament. Now, I'm going to throw this out there. For Massachusetts Creative, if any of you guys are watching this, I don't do politics. I don't do BS. So when I come to you with certain things and I offer services and I offer certain things to go out of my time and my way, and then you treat me like I'm nothing, and like I'm like, oh, this, that, and so forth, and oh, lower level because yada yada yada. Just because I just started, I'm telling you, I guarantee you, me and my panelist members in the community I'm working with, we know 90% more about sports than probably 90% of you niggas out there in Massachusetts doing it right now. And I love you guys to death, but I'm just being real. We put in hundreds of hours a week on this shit. We do stat research. We make our own game. We do a lot of the shit. So we're not going to this 1v1 Massachusetts tournament. It's unfortunate, but I'm sorry. I don't need those types of people for my movement. I'm not a sellout. My friends are my friends. We built this community, and it's continuing to grow. And that's the note I want to leave that on real quick. So with that being said, I love you guys. Shout out What the Hell is Happening in Sports. We are going to Discord. For those of you who don't know, Discord link is our bio. We're about to go chop it up in Discord, watch the rest of the draft maybe, or watch baseball, whatever the case may be. But with that being said, Bay State Media Collective out. What a great pod. 30 and Beyond podcast out. Boom.
Deuces.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.